Audubon 2456.
State of the Save is back with part 2 of Sonic Adventure 2. I'm Eric. Sitting across from me is my co-host Michael. Say hi, Michael.
Hi.
Okay, Michael. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. This was a controversial game for the show. State of Sonic Adventure 2.
What do you mean? It was unanimously voted for.
Just because the listener base did some reviews and did some 5 stars to make us play this game doesn't mean this was not a controversial thing. It all comes to the head this episode, Michael. I have serious, hard-hitting questions for you about why you made me do this. And let's go ahead and just do our clickbait at the beginning. The podcast might never be the same, Michael.
Dun dun dun.
Something has happened on this show that has never happened before.
We'll leave that hanging.
And now you have to listen till you get to that part.
Dramatic.
See, I'm trying to do the equivalent of the clickbait with the red circles all over the place on YouTube, but for podcast form. But I don't think it works because you actually have to click on the podcast before you listen to it. So if we should just in our little descriptions on the show, I'm gonna start highlighting words, and I'm gonna just put,
I don't know if that shows up at all. You can just do the all caps.
Write the entire description in all caps.
Eric has 5 problems with Sonic Adventure 2. Number 3 will shock you.
Oh man, it'd be the BuzzFeed of podcasts. No, it's going to be a good show.
I think
today.
BuzzFeed is the BuzzFeed of podcasts.
Do they do podcasts?
I would
BuzzFeed?
not surprise. I guarantee you they do podcasts over there.
Do you think
that's not a name I've heard in years? But
do you think it's all the same kind of content? It's just today's episode of Top 5 Celebrity Dress Malfunctions. Number 4 is so shocking.
Why is it number 1 the most shocking?
Because they gotta get you to click.
Why is it always never? Are they if it's not a ranked list? I get it, but if it's a ranked list, then why is the middle part the most shocking?
I imagine because if it was number 1, people would just click 9 times and get to it. But if it's number 4, they're more likely to read their way through it. I don't know. I haven't fallen for the BuzzFeed list since the very early 2000s because I've had the internet long enough that I'm not gonna fall for this. I know what you're trying to set me up, BuzzFeed. But I would love to listen to the BuzzFeed podcast where it's just guys being can you believe what Johnny Depp did in 2013? And then it's just small facts he was in Pirates of the Caribbean. And then number 4, just big letdowns. This is a hell of a way to start off a show. Sometimes we start these shows off and just forget that we're recording podcasts.
But that's what you want, real, genuine conversations that get to the meat of issues. Why did I make us play this video game?
With the NPR podcast. No.
Again, NPR is the NPR podcast.
Yes, I'm about to say. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's very late. It's very late and I'm very tired.
That's how you know you're getting the best episodes. I had 2 caffeinated beverages in front of me. That's how this is going.
You're double fisting caffeine over there.
I am. I need to get through this video game. As someone who will defend this video game, there are some things about this video game I cannot defend.
I said, something has happened on this show that has never happened before on the State of the Save podcast.
But before we get to that,
let's talk about some other video games.
I'll go first since I'll be really short. I'm continuing the games I've been playing since last time. Death Stranding. I'm continuing to deliver packages across the post-apocalyptic America. One guy set me up. He was like, hey, I lost my packages in this ghost-infested area. I want you to get them. But also he cuts you out a few times, so he hates you. So obviously he's trying to send you to your death. So I only need to get half the packages. I got all of them and went back. And he's like, oh, I didn't. Okay, this is egg on my face.
I didn't think you actually make it back.
Sure, I'll sign up. I'll sign up for the Chiral Network. I'll sign up for your Spectrum Wi-Fi plan. Oh, it's free installation. Okay, that's cool.
It's the equivalent of sending the Spectrum guy to hey man, you need to go to these horrible, dangerous part of town, and run around yelling.
I left a few iPads around.
Yeah, there's a few iPads around. How about you pick them all up for me? Go to the side of town in RoboCop. like I'm talking like really bad.
I love neon lace gangsters. Those
Yes.
are the best.
Yes, like one of them just so happens to be Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. No, I like the idea of them like setting up the Amazon guy in Death Stranding. Death Stranding is a game that I'm going to tell you right now. When you finish it, I want you to tell me all about what that story is. But I feel like it's better to know the full context than just bits and pieces.
I'm not even sure I'm getting the full context playing it. I'm just
That's
a
not
lot of
promising.
a lot of people are talking at me about things, but at the same time, I'm throwing blood grenades at ghosts. So it's one of those things. Do you know the concept of story versus plot? Story is everything that is surrounding the game. The plot is the individual story beats. The story of Death Stranding is great, as in like there's a lot of like background lore. Everything has like an explanation to it. The beat for beat plot is total garbage.
I feel like
But I love this game
I'm
anyway.
trying
I'm
not
really
to
enjoying
like.
it.
I'm trying to rethink my argument before I say it. But I feel like Metal Gear is like that, right? Like the word around Metal Gear is great, but he does occasionally drop. It's not bad. Let's not jump. Don't stab me. Put down one of your caffeinated beverages here and calm down. But I think the big highlight of Metal Gear is the world building that he does. And then occasionally he does drop the ball in the beat to beat.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm thinking like
that's fair.
Like I'm thinking Metal Gear Solid 3 in particular, because that's the one that we've played for the show, and that's other than 5.
But those moments that he does drop the ball in those are not what I remember from those stories, because it's like for me it's like 1 in 10 epic plot points that happens when I'm like, that doesn't really hit as hard for me. But then again, I'm a huge Metal Gear stan.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it does. I haven't played Death Stranding.
Even if I am so far enjoying my time with Death Stranding more than I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5, which feels like a crime. I feel like someone's gonna bust through the door and beat me with a sledgehammer. Probably Dan Reichert of Giant Bomb fame is gonna come for me saying that I like Death Stranding better than a Metal Gear game. So far, it could.
I have not played Death Stranding, so I don't know how many of the beats hit and what don't. I'm not like trying to say Metal Gear doesn't have like a good plot.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I'm just saying that he does. That's where if he ever drops the ball in those, it's in the plot, not in the story.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
And my last thing is, it's so fucking weird that I am the one who sits there and goes, I really like Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it's a pretty damn good video game.
No, that's not weird, because it's, of all the stealth games, is probably one of the best, most tightly designed. But when it comes to like the beat for beat elements of like that story, why I come to Metal Gear, I'm just like, I don't care about
because it's not there.
It's
like
it's there for the first hour, and for the first hour, I was 100% on board.
And there was when it does the chapter 2, whatever, there's some cool stuff there, but the problem is you can tell that game is unfinished.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And you can tell, but we'll talk about that. Metal Gear will reappeal this season sometime.
Solid Snake will return. Well, technically, we didn't have to play a game with Solid Snake yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, about to say we haven't met him yet.
We haven't met Solid Snake
because we're playing him.
Good old Solid Mr. Snake.
Because we're playing him in timeline order, not in release order.
Exactly. That's how we should play these games.
Yes,
exactly.
Of course. Other than Death Stranding, what have you been playing?
Fire Pro Wrestling World. I figured out I downloaded a whole bunch of user-created content wrestlers, and I put them in a mode that allows me to book matches and get ratings and sell merchandise and stuff. It's really cool. And Taskmaster was the rating chip for a long time.
Makes a lot of sense.
Because he can learn everybody's moves. He has a move called the Taskmaster Trap, where he gets you in like a leg lock pin kind of thing, and no one's been able to break out of it. It's like the Master Lock. In a battle for the contendership after winning a tournament to be the number 1 contender, Captain America decided to take on Taskmaster one-on-one in a no DQ match. He was injured in the no DQ match at the hand of Taskmaster. Then 2 weeks later after his injury, he came back as Nomad, the man without a country. rose up the ranks along with Samus, who has been beaten ever since after a string of new recruits had beaten her down. So then it became the two battling for the number one contendership. Nomad versus Samus. Samus got the win in a 2 out of 3 submission-only match. She won by knockout twice. Not submission, knockout. And then she has finally defeated Taskmaster, and Samus is now the champion of the new Earth Wrestling promotion.
I like the idea that you have done long-term booking better than Vince McMahon has in the past 5 to 10 years.
Because I'm like, he's injured. Oh, he's got to come back as a neutral. He can't be hero anymore. But Cat can't go full heel. He's got to come back as Nomad.
The only thing I want to do now
because people have designed multiple costumes for these downloadable characters, and one was Nomad. I'm like, I'm saving that.
Gotta bring that out when the sales go down. When the pay-per-view numbers start to drip, time to bust out Nomad. No, the only thing I want to do now is do these for like the YouTube channel, and me just shoot commentary over them. Like, just in kayfabe. Just sit there. Who
allowed Carnage in this promotion? He's choking out Spider-Man.
My God, he is broken in half. Oh, my Lord. If you would like to see that, please.
Never do a submission-only match with Carnage and Spider-Man. There's blood on the ring. There are 3 chairs. Let's fast forward this match. It seems a little long. And all of a sudden, there's 3 chairs in the ring. There's blood. And it ends with Carnage 2-hand choking Spider-Man. I'm like, oh my God.
That's how you book a monster, brother. If you would like to see what's your promotion's name?
The new Earth Wrestling. Because it says NEW.
NEW, yes. The NEW. If you would like this promotion to be put on YouTube and have myself, I will get a suit. And I will sit and we will do a complete kayfabe commentary over this. You act like I won't, but I will sit there in complete commentary.
I'll have to tell you like the dynamics that are happening right now. Who's hot, who's not. Yeah, Booster Gold is a jobber, like I hoped he would be.
Is correct. Please,
he did win a match against Falcon, and that kind of hurt Falcon's pride a little bit.
That seems like Falcon may be getting politic enough backstage. If you would like to see this, send in your messages to stateofthesave@gmail.com, and we will make this happen. I will buy a suit, and I'll buy like one of the old blue suits like they used to have in like NWA. Yeah, it'd be great.
I'll take my PS5 over, and we'll record this.
I'll be the Jim Cornette of NEW. Anything else you've been playing?
That's it. Besides, two of the games I've been checking out with Game Pass you've been playing, and I think you want to bring up. So yeah. I'll just hop in on those.
Segueing into superhero stuff.
Yeah.
They put the Square Enix Avengers game on Game Pass.
Yeah. You have been playing a lot of Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider recently.
Yes, which is why it actually connected pretty well for me. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, I've been playing all these Tomb Raiders. I finished all those. Let's play this Avengers game. I love comics. I have a current small reading list when it comes to like the big DC and Marvel. I read a lot more Image and small independent companies like Vault and stuff like that. But I still, at the end of the day, love these characters. And I was like, okay, let's see what this is. I was not super enthusiastic with the stuff I saw before release. And then the kind of like the Destiny stuff that they were showing off, it's like a replayability, loot-based kind of stuff.
Do the same raids over and over again to get a shiny Ingram.
I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. It's on Game Pass now. I've played about maybe an hour and a half.
So I'm about the same place at the story as you then.
I imagine you got through like the prologue stuff.
Yeah.
So far, and this is very early, and I'll play more by next show. You know, I'm gonna stick with it. I like what I've seen so far from a story point of view and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to play this game as like a replaying raids and things like that. The combat that I've seen so far, because you basically get like an early playthrough of each character, where you get to like try out Thor, you get to try out Hulk, you get to try out Black Widow,
It makes you really want a Captain America game because he's fun.
Yes, he is by far, in my opinion, him and Thor. I like Thor.
Him too. And Black Widow I like a lot because she's got the long range with the guns, but then like she has like a parry mechanic where you can use like her grappling hook.
Yeah, I think she also gets the best part of that opening because she gets like the boss fight with Taskmaster. Speaking of reigning
former champion of the world, Taskmaster.
The Hulk Hogan of NEW.
He's still the 6-man tag champ, so he's got that for him. He was racking up all the belts.
He was carrying multiple belts. He's politicking backstage. Shawn Michaels back there. No, I really do like the initial kind of show off. I wasn't a huge fan. I'm kind of like a grab me at the beginning kind of guy, and it starts off very slow. That it makes sense from a story point of view, but I feel like you start off basically playing as Kamala Khan, who is the new Miss Marvel.
Yeah. Who's
kind of one of the better characters Marvel has done recently.
She's a good look at the world from a like non-superhero point of view in like the beginning of this game, because usually what we see from like superhero media is like just from the heroes themselves.
Yeah.
We hardly ever see, the Spider-Man movies have gotten the closest, I think, to like what does the general populace do in this world of superheroes? So I kind of liked like this kind of slice of life thing at the beginning where we're traveling with Kamala. At first, I thought it was going to be like a Bioshock Infinite thing, because the first thing you do is go up and you like use Black Widow's gloves. I'm like, oh, it's like Bioshock Infinite, where you go around the carnival and then learn all your abilities before you're out killing half the town.
Not like,
but yeah,
I was a little bit. I'm not a super fan of like in-universe fandom of superheroes in Marvel. Like, I feel like it's a little bit too...
When they introduce Marvel Comics inside of Marvel games, you're I like that stuff.
Well, it goes back to, like, it exists, like, in early Fantastic Four and stuff. Like, in Fantastic Four, they had comics of Fantastic Four. So, like, it exists, but it's a little bit, to me, a little bit kind of cheesy.
I love it. I don't like when they're like, pick up a comic book, go, this is lame, no one would ever do this. And just like dissing the medium.
That's worse.
When they embrace it like they are here, it's like more of a celebration of it versus like, we're too cool for this. And Wolverine just pulls out claws and you're like, you just made fun. What tone are you going for here? What'd you expect? Yellow spandex?
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. How bad would that be?
I don't like that at all.
No.
And Kamala Khan is like, one of her things is that she's like a fan of superheroes before she becomes a superhero.
Exactly, yeah.
So like that it fits, and when you see her later on in the game and you actually play as her, she's pretty interesting. I like her. Fun fact, my father is apparently just in this game. My father from the year 1999 is just in this video game. But final things, like I said, I'll keep playing it. The combat is serviceable for like a big over-the-top action game. There's no way I'm want to run raids and stuff with this kind of combat.
I clicked on multiplayer.
Interesting.
And just to see, and I didn't read fast enough. It takes you to a post game story state, and I was just like, whoops. Which you know exactly how the story is going to play out. There's no surprises. You're like, oh, nothing's here. Spoiler alert, the Avengers kind of saved the day.
Yeah, it's like, what a surprise.
Shocker. The good guys saved the world.
They didn't kill off anybody because they need them there for multiplayer. Now, I'm going to keep fiddling with it. To be honest with you, I'll probably play through all the single player stuff and never touch the multiplayer. Because the combat, like I said, the combat is fine for like a big cinematic over-the-top action game. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I want to like do loot grinding with or anything like that.
It took me a while to get used to because I played this on Xbox One, so I am playing technically the last gen version of this game.
Oh, yeah.
And so when it transitions from, wow, these cutscenes look really good, to like Black Widow's face, I go, there was some concessions.
I'm playing on the Series X, and it looks better.
You get the 60 frames. That's the kicker right there.
My problem is that I'm not a super fan of the design choices.
That's fair.
For them. Like, I'm not a fan of like how the characters' designs are. And I was looking at the the downloadable content stuff.
Oh, the skins.
And some of those are really, really bad.
Do you want a $15 Black Widow movie skin?
Yeah. And also, it does the whole, like, you can't just buy the skins you want. Like, it's like a shop that rotates or something.
Oh, the skins you want. Mortal Kombat 11 has that, too.
Yeah, which is on my hard drive now. I'm going to play that soon, but... I don't like that mechanic. I just want to, if I'm going to buy, I'm not going to buy skins in this most likely. But if I'm going to, let me buy the cool ones that I want. Like, I don't give a damn about, like, the one that makes Captain America's armor look gold. Like, if I'm going to buy anything, it's going to be like, let me buy the U.S. agent costume, or let me buy
What I don't like about it is the fact that all the skins are one piece. I'm like, let me put this helmet with this armor with these pants and these boots, like, and this style of shield. Like, Injustice 2 did it perfect for me, minus the whole loot box mechanic of getting them, but actually being able to customize what your hero looks like and then dropping a shader on it to, like, make ridiculous combinations of, like, stuff that ends up looking awesome. Even though, like, everybody's dealing with the same, like, 100 pieces.
Yeah. There's some customization.
There's some customization there. I feel like, yo, this is my Green Arrow. Or like, oh, I got a new bow, which makes it look sick. And this bow's called the bow that took Slade's eye. And you're like, awesome.
I am a little bit like on the opposite end, but this is just me being a nerd. Like, I kind of want them to have like specific costumes. So I want to have like I want like the late 80s Black Widow costume that's gray and has like a high collar, or I want like old school Hawkeye costume.
I'm holding out for Gotham Knights, which appears to be a similar style game.
Yeah.
But the kicker of if I will play more Avengers or just go right into Gotham Knights is, do they have 1970s Nightwing? I need Disco Wing.
Disco Nightwing
is the best Nightwing.
Yes, there's no argument there. They've never made a Nightwing costume that's as good as Disco Nightwing. You can't do it today.
I will pay. If I pay $15 for a skin, it's Disco Nightwing.
Disco Nightwing is pretty great. Like I said, we'll keep fiddling around with Avengers. That might be something I'll talk about more later on. But then the other one is a game that you have to pronounce for me, because I'm going to mispronounce it.
Lemnis Gate.
Lemnis Gate?
Lemnis Gate.
Okay. So, did you play any of this game?
I played the tutorial. Not to be confused with, you might be saying, it has Gate in the title. Is this Splitgate, the portal? No, this is a completely different thing.
I will say that it has a very similar generic art style. I don't like either of these art styles.
It looks like someone looked at Titanfall and was like, how about we throw some more grays in there?
And, like, this is coming from someone who loves fucking Titanfall.
Titanfall.
But, like, it's they're very generic-looking science fiction shooters.
I don't know how big the studio is, so it was like, you gotta get your
They might have poured some, like, baseline Unity assets or something. I don't know. But this game is very interesting to me. Like, you said you played the tutorial.
The concept is... Then I got overwhelmed with the amount of multiplayer options. And by that point, I was just like, I'm just going to watch TV.
Best thing to do is to play just a one-on-one and play like, there's a kind of like a capture the flag, but it's multiple balls. You can only, it's like a, if you ever play Oddball.
Let's go over the whole mechanics of this game first before we dive into like
So this
nuances.
Game is a turn-based first-person shooter.
Yes. But it's not like a turn-based strategy game.
No.
It's... Yeah.
So how it does, it's class-based also. You have classes. But what you're going to do, players take turns, and they have 1 minute to perform actions. So at the beginning of the game, let's say me and you are playing, and we're playing the game type in which it's like Oddball and Halo. Those balls throughout the arena that you can pick up, and you can only carry one at a time, and you have to return it to a location to score points. Like capture the flag, but with lots of flags.
Yeah.
I'm the first one going, so I'm going to run out. I'm going to get one of the balls. I'm going to bring it back to my location and score a point. And then I'm going to run out halfway towards another one. When the minute's up, that goes onto a loop. Anything I do in that minute will loop. And that character will do that. You take your turn. You will perform an action for that minute. You can either go out and grab some balls.
I could go out and grab from a strategic point of view, I'm watching you, so I can either be like, okay, I can grab the balls ahead of time, or I can wait for him to grab all three, shoot him, end his loop right there, then grab all three and score.
Exactly. And then yours would loop.
Yes.
And then what we're doing is we're stacking over and over. It's bouncing back and forth, and we're performing actions that are looping. Like almost like creating like a music track with a
you're like remix. It's like you're taking the domination mode in Call of Duty, but like remixing it like you would like a music track. Exactly.
And so like if I kill you, obviously the loop stops there for that character, but
then I didn't kill that character. I didn't kill the character to make you drop the balls the first time, so then he can score.
Yes, because those loops can be interrupted, and when they are restarting, so like let's say in the second loop, this is a complicated game to explain.
It really is.
Let's say after I do my first loop, in your second loop, you kill my character.
Yeah.
Before he gets to one of the balls. He will run that loop every time like he's running towards the ball, and every time, unless I stop you, your character will kill him before he gets to that ball.
Yeah.
But in the second go around, I could go up and kill the guy who kills the guy who gets the ball. And my character will pick the ball up and return it. While my loop is now that guy kills your guy. And it's literally stacking this thing.
And if I kill the guy who kills the guy who kills the guy who gets the ball, then...
It's Inception. It's Inception.
Really?
And then you throw on to the fact that there's all these different classes. So, like, you have classes that can drop, like, landmines. Or classes that drop, like, a sentry turret. So, if I have the landmine class, I can go to one of the loops in which the guy constantly runs down this hallway, put a landmine there. Because he's running a loop, he will always run into the landmine. And you can go from there. So, it's this very in-depth mechanic of constantly... And it's something that... Describing it is not really doing justice to it.
It really isn't. This is something that you have to kind of play. It took me like 2 or 3 of the loops in the tutorial to be like, I see what this is. Because they don't do a good job of explaining it when they're teaching you the controls. You're like, here's how you put the balls in the thing. You're like, okay, is this just domination with wall running? And then you get to where the arena where you're looping, and I'm like, I get it now. Okay, that's it's a really cool concept.
I highly, highly suggest also just playing some games and getting lost. Because the first game I played against somebody who has been playing this. He had some strategies. But you can tell he was still like... They were not like hardcore meta strategies. It was like...
This worked for me last game. I'm going to do it again?
Yeah. So I was able to start picking up on like... Oh, he always starts off with the rush character to collect flags. So I should probably start off with that too, because once you really get
you're learning through mimicry what you do in these like games that are above your skill, that are above your initial skill ceiling. You always try to mimic the guy who beats you.
Exactly.
And then you're like stacking. That's how you develop strategies. You're like, this strategy that I pulled from this guy worked in this game, but not this game. So the guy who beat me, I'm gonna take his like starting strategy and combine with this guy's ending strategy, and now I have my own strategy.
It's a very in-depth game, and I highly encourage anybody to play it.
I want to play against you because I feel like having somebody to like talk to back and forth would be a better way to like kind of wrap my head around this concept.
There's also a 2v2 mode.
I saw that
I want to play.
There are some that are like the tutorial go back and forth. There are some where you're taking your loops at your turns at the same time, and there's some where you're There's one where you're teams, but 2 players, one on each team, go at the same time, and you're alternating back and forth. There seems to be a lot of customization with this, and I feel like that would be a lot of time for me wrapping my head around each one and figuring out which one I like the best. It's like Rocket League, where I played a lot to figure out if I like 2v2s, 3v3s, or 4v4s.
Yeah.
Not 1v1s, because if you lose the ball, then it just flies here into the... It's not a Rocket League discussion.
I feel like also it's for your best interest as a new player. Pick one mode, wrap your head around the game via that one mode, and then build. And it's almost to the game's detriment that it gives you all those modes from the get-go. Because I get what you're saying. It's like 8 modes. And I think it would have been better if they start you off with just 1v1. And just wrapping your head around, taking turns. And because really, especially towards the end of the game, I think it's 8 rounds per round or per match.
Yeah.
There's a point where you're just like my winning strategy. How I won, I only won 1 out of the 5 games I played. I got a couple of draws, but my ending strategy was at the very beginning of the game. I had a guy collecting flags, and my entire game was basing him around his loop. If I could let him complete his loop, I outscored the other guy.
There's nothing he can do because if he has all 3 flags, then he wins.
Well, but I was giving up points.
Yeah.
But I was ending up with 3 every loop, and he was only ending up with 2.
Gotcha.
So what I stopped doing is stop trying to deny him those 2, and just defended my 3.
Because as long as you have 3, you win.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And I picked that about halfway through. I was like, my loop on that first loop is winning the point total. If I can just maintain that, I will win this game.
Okay.
And it's a very interesting game. It's probably the shooting is fine. It's not mind blowing. It's better than what it probably has to be for this kind of game. But I would encourage this for people who maybe don't play a lot of shooters, because you're taking turns and you're interrupting loops. A lot of times you're just securing kills because you're the other one's on a loop. He's not going to shoot at you because you were not there when he was making that loop. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot more strategic than it is Twitch-based shooting.
Which is a really cool concept. I want to play more of this for sure. It's
yes, I would love to
find the time to wrap my head around this.
No, we need to get on there one day on the weekend and just fiddle with this a little bit. I think there's a lot to it. I think it's hurt by its art style.
But being on Game Pass helps.
Yeah, being on Game Pass helps.
And being compared to a game that... What also hurts is having another free-to-play shooter with the word gate in the title.
I ain't gonna lie, I got confused when I saw it on Game Pass too, because I was like, Slipgate's already free-to-play. Why is this, And I had fiddled around with Slipgate.
Splitgate.
Splitgate?
Yeah.
It's not it's a generic title. I played around with Splitgate. It's a game that really likes Halo. And I'm like, well, Halo Infinite comes out into this month or this year.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play Halo Infinite. But this is very different. I very much suggest people giving this a shot. I got the hiccups all of a sudden, which does not bode well for this show. But I think it's going to be very interesting to follow. I suggest people try and get out. And like I said, it's a great game if you don't play a lot of shooters.
All right.
You want to jump into...
Speaking of loops, how about Loop-de-Loops? That's what I got for this show. Sonic Adventure 2, Part 2.
It was a fine segue. It was fine. Stay off my fucking lawn, man.
Okay, jeez, I feel attacked. I knew I was gonna be attacked after making Eric play this video game.
Okay, you want to just go ahead and blow the clickbait at the beginning?
Let's do it.
This is the first video game for this show that I did not finish. I was playing this. There's been times when we've played games in the past where I've been very frustrated for the show and I've toughed it out. There's been times where I've had just something in particular. I think back on Grim Fandango, particular puzzles that I had to just give up on to go look up. Mm-hmm. Games like
Observation
that enjoy. I struggled through, but I made it. Games that were kind of repetitive. Republic Commando had moments that were kind of repetitive and stuff. But I never did not finish the game. This one, I straight up said to myself, I'm not fucking having to do this. No one's got a gun to my head. I am so goddamn angry right now. And I would straight up tell you, surprise, surprise, it was another one of the stupid fucking treasure hunt stuff. I hate it so damn bad. I hate it so bad. I will continue to also say this. It was very much like a palette swap. in the dark side. Well, you have Sonic levels and you have Shadow levels. You have Tails levels and you have Eggman levels. You have Knuckles levels, and then you have the other pain in the ass. What's her name?
Rouge the Bat.
Rouge the Bat.
The famous spy, Rouge the Bat.
Oh yeah, she wants to let you know she's a famous spy slash treasure hunter.
Hey! At least her music is better than Knuckles' music.
It is better than Knuckles' music, but also Knuckles at least didn't have a timed fucking treasure hunt.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Which surprisingly was not actually the worst of her levels, because we'll get to it.
No,
but
that didn't break you.
It goes back to.
But we will say this too. I believe you watched all the cutscenes.
Yes, so I did. I went and did some research and I watched the cutscene. And I'll tell you right now, if there was a way that I could have skipped that level, I would have finished the game, because it looked. I watched gameplay footage for the other levels, and I was like, yeah, Shadow has a couple of cool levels here, and Eggman levels look fine.
The end of the game, like you play as Knuckles and Rouge again, but they're really short segments there.
Yeah, but like, I just go back. Like,
it's a terrible level.
Why?
It is the worst level in the game.
I didn't say which one it was. It was the moon mission with Rouge.
We'll take it beat by beat, and we'll discuss that in detail. I found out there is a wiki dedicated to atrocious game design.
And what game is on that wiki, Michael?
Sonic Adventure 2 is on that wiki.
Yes, it is.
For just, I think a couple of design decisions in this game are on that wiki.
Every time I played as Sonic or I played as Shadow, I had a good time. I did not mind the game. Eggman is better than Tails. I don't dislike the Tails levels, but the Eggman levels in this, in my mind, are better. He moves a little bit faster. His levels are a little bit more chaotic. I just want to shake somebody and find out why this was a decision. And the fact that they did it in Sonic Adventure, and they brought it back, and they made it worse for Sonic Adventure 2, it defies all logic.
I don't remember having trouble with the Knuckles levels in Sonic Adventure 1 because they were being the first thing on the Dreamcast, a launch off of the Dreamcast. Those levels were a lot smaller, and you could find them in any order. So I can't remember a Knuckles level in Sonic Adventure, which is probably a good thing. I remember all the Knuckles levels in this game.
I remember
probably because I remember hating them even as a kid. I was like, I said the thing last time. You play the game once, then you replay all the stuff that makes you hype. City Escape, Metal Harbor, Radical Highway, Final Chase, Final Rush, doing the boss rush, and playing that final mission over and over was what I remember from this game. And then realizing there's bits in the middle that are just horrible design decisions. I loved going back to this because this was a fun nostalgia trip for me.
And let's just go ahead and clarify. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I am not, like, you are not a bad person or anything enjoying.
I did feel kind of guilty about
not at all.
promoting this for a show because I thought this would be a fun discussion. Because this story is off the wall insane.
Well, this is not like a game. This is not like anything else we've ever played for this show.
It's unique. I thought it was different enough.
Yeah, and I'm glad we did it. And I think...
You can see now why I was so adamant. I was like, this is unlike any other video game I can think of.
Yes.
And it's unique. And sometimes when you make unique decisions, we talk about trying to aim for the fences. Sometimes you throw the bat and knock out your pitcher.
I feel like, let's use a basketball analogy here. It's like fielding a basketball team and having 4 guys who are all-stars and having one guy who showed up after downing like 3/5 of liquor and he's also shot some meth, or not meth, shot some heroin. Like, he's out of it, like, completely. And he's the guy who designed the Knuckles levels. Because they did shoot for the fences in some of this. There's some, for the Dreamcast, there's some very well done, very nice level design in those Sonic levels. I think about the Shadow level, that's the highway Shadow level.
This does have some touch up from the Dreamcast because this is a HD version of the GameCube version. Okay. But if you compare the two, they're not that different. There's some texture quality increase, But the character models, for the most part, are pretty much the same.
Character models-wise look pretty good. Except the humans.
The humans are terrible.
The humans look
horrible. Animation-wise is where the whole thing falls apart, but it's charming in a way.
It's of the time. It's of the time. But, like, I was looking at some of the designs, like the Eggman mission in which you are attacking the military base, and I'm like, it is a pretty daggum well-designed little area.
Like, this is fun!
You kind of, like, you see, like, the planes on the runway, and you can blow up the planes on the runway, and you got fighter jets flying overhead. You feel like a little supervillain, like, launching an assault.
We missed talking about that, too, in the Metal Harbor of the Sonic level, where you're running through, and, like, the jets are flying, like, doing missiles just behind you to make you feel like you're outrunning them. I'm like, that's cool. That sounds great.
On the Shadow mission, that's on the highway where you're doing, you're running, and, like, the jets are bombing, like, right before you land. Like, you hit, like, a speed burst and jump, and they'll bomb, like, right in front of you, so you land right after the explosions go off. Like, there's some really well-designed stuff. And we'll talk about story stuff in a second.
Oh, we'll talk about story stuff.
But, like, the story is ridiculous, but it's, like, they made a story. There's a cohesive narrative here.
Once it's told out of whack. It's like someone watched Pulp Fiction while playing Sonic 2 and was like, I got it.
It's like, okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. Why is the dark timeline playthrough, the dark campaign, why is that not the one that's presented to you as the first one you should play? Because
it kind of also, when you're playing from the hero's perspective, City Escape should absolutely be the first level.
It should from a gameplay point of view.
And from a story point of view, because I feel like it's better not knowing who Shadow is when you get to that first boss fight and Sonic's like, who is this random black hedgehog appearing and like wrecking stuff? And he has a Chaos Emerald and he can teleport. That mystery makes it intriguing, especially when, again, this game being made for 9-year-olds, you're a 9-year-old kid, you're like, who is this, like, oh, they're going to fight. It's going to be cool. I don't know who this guy is, but it's going to be sweet.
Because the Dark campaign starts off technically at the beginning of the story.
Yeah, it's because the earliest point.
You start off actually playing as Eggman.
It takes like 4 missions. It takes place 4 missions until you get to the point where Sonic's like first level is.
Yeah, because Eggman and I do get from a gameplay point of view not wanting to encourage people to start off playing as Eggman. Mm-hmm. You much rather want people to start off playing as
City
Sonic.
Escape is the best first level. It's the best level in this entire game. You gotta start off with that.
No.
But at the same time, that means your game peaks at the first level. City Escape is probably one of my top 5 favorite first levels in games.
Oh yeah, it's a great opening.
And then it falls off. This whole game falls off a cliff. I said as someone who really enjoyed my time with this game too and everything, but
you can be critical of something and still enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. The first level is so good, and if the whole game was as good as that first level, I would look back very fondly after playing this. I'm going to look back fondly on City Escape and a bunch of the craziness and the absurdity of the story, but as a game, I'll be like, going back to it, I'm like, this is rough.
Like, if I'm, like, playing backseat quarterback here,
yeah,
I don't know why you do separate campaigns. Like, you merge them. You start off with City Escape. That's your intro to the game. It's your big kickoff level. And then you flash back to Eggman, and you show the story up to City Escape. And then you do the alternating back and forth.
I debated how we were going to do this for like the show splitting it up, but ultimately, after I was talking to you about it, we decided to do Hero and Dark. But I was thinking, like, if we play half of Hero and then half of Dark, the story will make more sense. But at the same time, we'd be repeating level themes and boss fights.
And also,
so I feel like it would be too repetitive up front.
There's a lot of levels that are very much like almost. They're so similar that it would be hard to jump back and forth in that way.
It is a palette swap. The levels are completely different from each other, but there's some levels that are like... But there's some levels you play through as Sonic, and then you use that same palette as Eggman, and thus the level designs are pretty different. But the jungle levels look like they're... Sonic has a jungle level, and Shadow has a jungle level.
Also, like, there's, like, the Eggman level in Egypt that's very much similar to the Tales level in Egypt.
Except it's at night.
It's at night. Whoop-de-doo. But no, but you also kind of presented this game to play Hero. That's the initial one that pops up. If you just click A, you're going to end up on Hero.
You're going to be like, Sonic. Yeah. Gotta play Sonic. Gotta go fast.
So, I think we played it in a accurate way that you would probably play it.
Except, not really is how I played it. I played the Hero campaign until I got stuck, mostly at Knuckles level, and I was like, let's try Dark, and then got stuck at that Rouge time limit level, and then played the rest of Hero, and then went back to Dark. So I had a kind of grasp of the villain's narrative by that point, playing it the first time, but also at the same time, I didn't care about story playing, and I'm just like, cool Sonic levels!
Yeah, I mean...
The story is insane, and you need a master's degree to figure out what is going on here. Like, what is... I had to do research.
I had to go...
I looked up a Sonic wiki, and then I have to live with that.
I had to play... Oh, yeah, Sonic wiki goes places.
Oh.
I had to play through this whole game, and then, for why I didn't finish, watch the footage, because like I said, fuck that level. I don't even feel bad about it.
No,
at first I was feeling bad because I'm like, I can't believe this first game I haven't finished for the show. And then I was like, no, fuck that level. I played over like 3/4 of this damn game, and that damn level freaking ruined it.
When you feel bad, remember, something has to go below Dead Space.
Yes. Somewhere, all those people got pissed at us for putting Dead Space dead last on this list.
Guess what? You got redemption.
Yeah.
You're either going to be even more mad at us, or you're going to be like, finally.
I'm tempted just to put it above Dead Space just to fuck with
Just
them.
a running gag, just like, it's better than Dead Space. Dead Space doesn't have City Escape. Dead Space doesn't have ska or pop punk music.
Dead Space does not have City Escape. It doesn't. And it does not have Eggman saying, Fox Boy.
He says it more in the Dark campaign.
Yeah, he says it like multiple times.
It's that Fox Boy. And he always says it like, Eggman, above and beyond, best voice actor in this entire game. He's hamming it up and having a great time.
Eggman, best character in this entire game.
Yes.
He
has depth.
Eggman also...
I was like, someone actually cared about writing Dr. Eggman.
They get into his, family history. Eggman...
And it's dark, dude.
Eggman's got some stuff.
There's some dark, as it was called, the dark story, but in a game with 9-year-olds, they say the words weapons of mass destruction, and you're like, what is this? This came out in 2001.
It's basically Eggman's grandfather is kind of treated almost like the Nazis who were picked up during Operation Paperclip were treated, where they were Nazi, if Operation Paperclip was when American forces after World War II tried to get their hands on a bunch of scientists that worked for the Nazis to help work on what would become the space program. But Eggman's grandfather is treated kind of like that, where he was building weapons for the government, and then they were iced. And so Eggman's like, oh cool, let me go find these weapons my grandfather made.
He finds his that's a good point to kick off the story. So Eggman finds his grandfather's diary, Dr. Gerald Robotnik. Cool way of working the Robotnik name.
Yeah, that's a family name.
And the story starts out with him breaking into the prison, superimposed explosions over the top, and it's kind of cool. It's cool actually kind of cool. It's cool in a 2001 way. Absolutely.
Eggman is a pretty cool little supervillain. The fact that he's I read this stuff and I realized I could go find this ultimate weapon, so let's launch an attack.
So he's after the super weapon at this gun base, which also it paints the multinational government military group as terrible people and very morally unjust in a lot of ways.
It's and Kojima wrote this game.
Oh my god. Well, there is a Kojima-esque. I know you skipped, but did you happen to watch the teaser for the last mission where I think I said it to you on the Discord?
Yeah, I think
how they it is just voices over it's the most Kingdom Hearts thing you will ever see of just it's piano as it's the characters are saying Chaos Emerald, Gerald Robotnik, super weapon, Maria, the Ark, as the words are appearing on the screen as piano music, and then it says I know I'm skipping way ahead, but it says Sonic Adventure 2 Final Mission, wishes are eternal. And you're like, what? Did I step in? What in the Yoko Taro is this? I know I jumped ahead of it. No. This is going to have some jumping around because gameplay-wise, this entire section is very similar to the first.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Rouge levels for sure. If we're going to talk game design, let's talk about the Rouge levels.
We're going to talk about them because I want to use that as an example.
I do want to talk about Iron Gate, Eggman's first level, because it is kind of a palette swap of Tails' first level, but the atmosphere here,
I thoroughly enjoyed.
You're going deeper into the military base, and it's getting darker. The lights are like flashing heavier. I was like, this is cool.
Those moments when you can't see enemies in the dark, so you're like shooting rockets and getting lock-ons into the dark, and you're shooting rockets into it.
You're getting them occasionally, like when the light flickers, you see them like slightly. I'm like, this is awesome.
It's a very good opening to a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say this, Eggman moves, in my opinion, I don't know if it's necessarily just the model's animation or not. He seems to move faster than Tails.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got more like a wider like strut to his mech. Like Tails' mech kind of walks very like stimpy, like very cartoony looking, while the Eggman's mech walks with these big long strides.
Yeah.
So you feel like you have more speed with Eggman than you do with Tails. And it's a fun intro, man. You feel like you're blowing through this government facility trying to get... You're just doing some supervillain shit.
It feels good.
Just doing some supervillain shit.
Then you get to the center of the base, and he enters... He has a Chaos Emerald to activate the pod for the super weapon, which will be Shadow, and the password's Maria. And he's like... Then all of a sudden Shadow stands up and is like, what are you doing here, Sonic? I was like, wait a minute, you're not Sonic. I was like, he's not colorblind.
Eggman is the only competent person in all of these. Because even Sonic's like, you fake hedgehog. And I'm like, he's a real hedgehog. He's just not you. Are you the only hedgehog? How did you get made, Sonic?
Then Shadow says, I will grant you one wish. And I'm like, is he a genie? What is this one?
It's very weird.
I will grant you one wish. Like, what?
Shadow is the most edgelord. Okay.
You want to have the Shadow conversation?
Shadow is weird. All right?
He has only 4 missions in this game that has him on the front cover as the rival for Sonic. 4 missions.
He literally is like if you went to the store to pick up this game, you would look at the front cover and be like, "Oh man, I get to play as Sonic." And then you look at the back and they're like, oh, in a dark campaign. Oh, man, I must get to play as Shadow, too. Like, it advertises like those are your main guys. And Sonic has a pretty good amount of levels.
He has 6. I looked up. Sonic has 6. He has the most levels in the game. Makes sense. He's the main character.
Yeah.
But Shadow has the least amount of levels in the dark campaign.
Like, why is it like... And I get that he plays very similar to Sonic, so I guess you would say that...
But at the same time...
He's on the front of the box.
And Eggman plays similar to Tails. And Rouge plays similar to Knuckles. That argument doesn't work when every character has an archetype like that.
You would want... Like, it would make more sense if you played at least 6 levels as Shadow.
Absolutely.
Then it's like, what,
12? Because then, like, those are the best levels in the game. Sonic and Shadow's levels are all at least good. They're all at least good levels.
It's all kill or no filler.
Exactly.
Like, they're fun... Sadly, and this is what really turned me off of the game and what broke my back, I was spending more time playing levels I hated
than
levels that I loved.
Because even the Shadow levels in this section are short. I finished...
I was flying through Shadow and Eggman levels like nobody's business.
I finished Skyrail in 2 minutes. I had a 2-minute clock on Skyrail because, like, that level... The downside of having, like, alternate paths in your levels is if I find the opportune one... and get like an A rank on it, like, oh, okay, I don't need to play that ever again. Cool.
Yeah, it punishes you for being good at it because it's like, I want to keep playing this damn thing. But
I'm also going to say some things about the Rouge levels that will make you extremely mad, even more so.
I don't doubt it. So Shadow is the ultimate weapon, right? He's but he's one of them. He's one of them,
yeah.
Yes. And so when Eggman finds Shadow, and Shadow's like, hey man, I've got a plan. His plan is revenge because he keeps having Vietnam-style flashbacks.
Bring more Chaos Emeralds. I just want to say, bring more Chaos Emeralds has you must construct additional pylons energy.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, so he keeps having flashbacks Isaac Clarke style.
Yes.
He's literally Isaac Clarke.
To a very badly modeled lady character who's blowing up.
I beg of you. So, yeah, she's getting straight up killed. As Shadow's like...
And it's like but it goes back to the Isaac Clarke problem of like Shadows keeps remembering like those 2 seconds.
And not the rest of the
and
memory.
not anything that happens before those 2 seconds.
To be fair, Shadow, that was a very traumatic time. Isaac just had to play on the video.
Yeah, Isaac just fucking cut the video. Or just freaking didn't, he just was playing the ending. No, you're right. But either way, it's very frustrating to be like, literally, he couldn't remember the 5 seconds before the 2 seconds of her blowing up.
Very Isaac Clarke. So Shadow has a boss fight that's pretty much identical to Sonic's.
Yeah, you jump on the little mech guy.
And then we get the same cutscene as the hero story, introducing us to Rouge and the Master Emerald. Mission 2, Dry Lagoon. It's, you use a turtle to hop locations.
Dry Lagoon was not terrible.
Because right away you're like, this music's nice, yeah.
Well, also it goes back to it's relatively small map.
The smaller the map, the better
the small because you can just if I have to run around the entire map aimlessly looking for a fucking random spot to hit B.
At least
if it's small, at least I can do that quickly.
At least with the hints on most of the levels, you can decipher like high place. Okay, I just go around this circular area high, or go around this circular area low, or the hints kind of guide you in the right direction.
But like small enough level, at least you can just run around and eventually find it. Mm-hmm. And so this one actually I had a little bit of hope. I had some hope.
Maybe this is better.
I said maybe this won't be so bad. Maybe her levels are better designed than Knuckles. Boy, was I fucking wrong.
So, Mission 3, Sand Ocean. Eggman has to get to his hidden base. It's a pretty standard Eggman affair. You go through the level, blast in military mechs.
Eggman levels are like the Tails levels. They're non-offensive to me. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not great. They're not bad.
When
they're
good,
fine.
When they're good, they're good. But when they're bad, they're just like, okay.
It's non-offensive. Like I said, and it's because the gameplay style is kind of simplistic. So, like, even when they're quote-unquote bad, like, it's just they're so short, you're over with it, whatever,
So, we get inside the pyramid, and we get the video of Shadow, and there's a voiceover saying, Shadow robbed the Federal Reserve Bank and stole a Chaos... why does the Federal Reserve Bank have a Chaos Emerald?
Like, when we were playing through the Good Guys campaign, the Chaos Emeralds, like, I was like, okay, Chaos Emeralds must be, like, really just kind of held by the Sonic characters.
They're the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, but, like, but no, apparently the government just has them. Like, do we, like, as regular citizens, can I win the lottery and buy myself a Chaos Emerald?
For later, they just gave Tails a Chaos Emerald.
He's able to just straight up make them. He can just pull them out of his ass and be like, I made an exact copy of a Chaos Emerald. Like, fuck. It's like, I thought at first the Chaos Emeralds were like the Infinity Gems. Like, the Infinity, like, so, like, they're very finite, very precious. Nah, fucking everybody's got them.
So this is why the military is after Shadow, but it does explain how everyone thinks he looks like Sonic.
He's a different color. He's got a completely different color scheme.
It's
a commentary on race. But like,
there's social commentary in this game. I will get to that. I'm saving that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
I'm saving that.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Shadow's in space, and there's a girl named Marie who launched him in space. We talked about that, and he's like, I remember what you promised. You promised me to get revenge.
Shadow has the
edgiest line in the entire game. I promise revenge, and then slides down a Golden Gate Bridge analog.
Yeah, my favorite
because it's meant to mirror Sonic's like falling from the sky and then like doing a cool snowboard thing. It's meant to like mirror that. Like the dark version of that is like I'm using my shoes to grind on the Golden Gate Bridge. Cool.
Show this bridge. I think that Shadow, the fact that Shadow's like entire character is him just being an edgelord and B.
When you're 9, you're like, this guy's cool.
Like, yeah, but he's like, yeah, I don't get Shadow at all. But his levels are good.
Yeah, this level's fun.
Yeah, this is basically, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the Shadow level where you're moving through the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good level.
Yeah.
It's a very good level. It's very kind of par for the course, light platforming.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. You run up, but you do loop-de-loops. You do run through tunnels. It's not, like, mind-blowing. It's not a lot to talk about, but it is a solid, fun level to play.
Next is Sand Ocean. Oh, I already wrote that down. This is not Sand Ocean. What is this? Rouge breaks into Eggman's secret base. That's what this is.
Yeah.
I got stuck on the last one because I did not have the dig tool yet. That's right, because I needed to dig. And the game didn't tell me, there's an upgrade here. I was like, oh yeah, I don't have the dig upgrade. So I had to go search the level to find it.
And it'll let you just like have the question mark, the exclamation mark
above you until...
So you'll just like be like, damn it, where the fuck is it? Because that little like radar is not very good.
Oh no.
Like it'll trigger the radar sometimes from like 2 miles away.
Where is...
Or it'll trigger it when you're on the other side of the wall or whatever, like... And so, like, I'm glad you actually gave me a heads up on that one. You're like, hey, man, get the dig option, and
that
get the
nails
let you
to
finish
dig
it.
into. Isn't that just bad on nails? So, like, digging through dirt and everything, too?
Well, also, I think that's hilarious that they think that's such a fun mechanic. Like, you know what's more fun than just wandering around a map? Having to find something you can't even see.
That's the best. I don't know what
it's
you're
a
talking
fucking... It's going out with a metal detector on the beach is what we're damn doing.
That's game design.
And at least then I could go on the beach. Here I'm fucking walking around Dreamcast levels waiting for an exclamation point to go off.
She is, I guess, talking to her superior and says...
Because, surprise, surprise, she's a spy.
Dun, dun, dun. She's the Ocelot of this game.
Yeah, she's Ocelot.
But
yeah, well, Ocelot...
Answers directly to the president.
Ocelot yeah. Whatever you say, Mr. President. Da, da, da. The fact that there was a stinger in that moment is still one of my favorite things. Also,
Mr. Director.
I will say this. Me and Ocelot have a love-hate relationship, but it's a blank, and then proceeds to jump out of the moving plane. It's still a great fucking moment.
I love Ocelot. One of the best game characters. She mentions the space colony. That was shut down 50 years ago. Was like, how does everyone know about the space colony? Was this common knowledge?
That it's a weaponized space colony.
They knew it was I guess the thing is they knew it was a space colony. They didn't know it was holding a weapon of mass destruction or that was being used for tests. Like,
gotcha. Can't trust the government.
It's like Area 51.
Only the
government. We know it exists. Yeah. But
apparently, if you run real near, like, what is it? You run with your arms behind your back, so you can make it in. If you all do it at once, I can't stop.
So she's still trying to figure out what Eggman's up to. That's her mission. So that's right away. That's how we know is like Rouge is kind of like playing both sides here. She's trying to figure out what Eggman's up to. Lost Colony. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, like I like the idea that to have somebody playing both sides, but it takes away any of the fun of it. To be like right from the get go, be like she's playing both sides. Like you don't have any like grand reveal or anything.
Shadow's at the space colony, and at first I asked, "How did Shadow get here?" But then I remembered, oh yeah, he can teleport Chaos Control. Okay,
but they don't show him teleporting.
He's just there, so I was like, "How did Shadow get here?"
Like I imagine him like having to hop a ride on SpaceX or something. But no, yeah, I know he can teleport, but it'd been nice if they just like opened the cutscene up with him teleporting.
Shadow gives a lore dump, and Dr. Eggman's grandfather was developing weapons of mass destruction. I wrote, this is a kid's game. The Eclipse Cannon is the Death Star with the capability of destroying the entire planet. You just have to construct additional pylons, in that you have to gather the Chaos Emeralds to power the cannon. Eggman's grandfather was working on this project as well as Shadow. Project Shadow. Rouge is here too.
I like the fact that the government has two plans. We have the Death Star, and we have a super fast hedgehog. Like, sorry, the Russians are invading.
Well, that was a personal project. The one that kind of got him axed. let's say.
I would just love the concept that, like, the Russians are invading, and they're like, so, do we use the Death Star? No. Deploy the Hedgehog. And out comes Shadow.
That's the plot of Shadow the Hedgehog, don't you know?
Yeah, man, he gets guns at one point.
It's about the Russians, absolutely.
Oh, man, I would play a Shadow
Rouge
game, like,
here.
set in the Cold War and have him, like, fighting communism.
Rouge is here, too. And
that's the story of that character.
Yes. Makes me wonder, did she just hitch on the rocket with Eggman, or did Eggman just have a stockpile of NASA rockets in his pyramid base, which is even more hilarious to me? Like, how many rockets does this man have? Rouge has an emerald, and they're a lot, and Eggman's like, how'd you get that emerald? She's like, I can get you more. So they end up back on Prison Island.
Which is such a weird, like, jump back and forth.
And we're back. So why are they blowing up? Why is blowing up the island part of their plan? That seems a bit unnecessary.
Because
you got what you want. Why are you blowing up the island?
You know, it kind of comes out of nowhere in the Heroes campaign, right? Like, he calls Shadow and he's like, get out of there. We got to blow up the island. But, like, yeah, I was like, okay, clearly this will be explained in the Dark campaign.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. They're just like, man,
we're taking the Chaos Emeralds and blowing up the island. Here, plant this one charge and we'll be... Or is Shadow going around just planting charges? I think he
probably is planting charges, but
get the fast guy, get the speedster to go and plant the charges.
I just think that, like, Eggman's like, listen, I'm a supervillain, man. I blow up stuff. That's what I do.
I steal your stuff and blow it up.
Yeah,
weapons bed.
I kind of like the idea of Eggman just being super into being a supervillain.
That's pretty much what he is.
He's just like, dude, man, I like blowing stuff up. What's the complaint?
And that's his motivation. He found out that his grandfather has a big weapon. He's like, I want that.
Cool. Nothing's wrong with Eggman in this game.
Eggman's perfect. The weapons bed, and I said this story is front loaded with the Eggman missions, right? Well, this whole dark story is pretty much loaded with Eggman missions because there's only 4 Shadow missions. Eggman's the Sonic of this, in that he has the most levels.
He's also, like, from a story point of view, he's kind of the main character
of this arc, yeah.
Like,
well, even so, he has the arc of this game. Like, no pun intended with the arc in space. Like, he has a beginning, his story has a middle where he's trying to complete his quest, and then he has the end where his quest is, like, resolved. Holy crap, Eggman's the main character. Sonic's just there to stop him.
And Sonic and them are reactionary.
That's true. Eggman's the main character.
Everything is driven by Eggman. He starts the story. Throughout the story, he's kind of the ringleader of things.
He's the one with emotional ties to what's going on because he has a connection with his grandfather. Shadow does too with Maria, but
but Maria is such a blank, like that's just a badly told plot. Eggman has the only decent plot in this entire game. Think about that for a second there. In Sonic Adventure 2, the only good plot in this entire video game is Eggman. Fight me.
I'm not going to fight you on that. I agree with you. So, Eggman's distracting the military, and his idea of distraction is just, I'm going to destroy this whole thing myself, and it's a fun level.
He just blows through, man. Like, the military needs to get some anti-Eggman weaponry. He is a walking Godzilla on this base.
Does he even need the arc? He can just walk
I'm about to say, I feel like he could one-shot the whole government at this point. He just like, they're flying F-16s trying to take him out. He's shooting F-16s out of the air. They got drones. He's taking them out. Eggman's a freaking force.
Amy just they do that, and Amy just shows up behind Shadow thinking he's Sonic, so Amy's racist too.
Amy is the most wasted space.
Eggman doesn't acknowledge Amy until after she's there for a full minute and then says, your timing is impeccable. I was like, what? I was like, yours is not.
Even Eggman's like, who the hell is this? Like, what are you doing here? You ain't Sonic.
Tails appears, and then second best line in the game, compared to because you told me, Fox Boy, is after you beat me, he says, better luck next time, Fox Boy. I'm like, after you beat
I like to think that, like, Eggman is a constant bane on Tails' existence. Like, Tails is just like, at the grocery store, and Eggman, like, he's about to, like, make the turn into the milk section, and, like, Eggman comes out of nowhere and knocks his whole cart over. And it's like, Fox Boy, and runs away. And, like, Eggman is just constantly picking on Tails. Like Tails is about to go to sleep for the night. He's got his little blanket up. He's about to fall asleep, and all of a sudden, egg, bam, right on the window. Aha, fox boy! Runs away. What is established is I want more Eggman games. I don't give a damn about these.
Well, on the Switch, you're getting Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, a puzzle game starring Eggman. I don't think there's any dialogue in it. Well, there's some dialogue in that, but it's not voiced.
Does he just go, ha fucking boy?
I don't think Tails is in it. I think it's just him battling robots in Puyo Puyo.
Failure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Security Hall. Yay, time limits. I got an A rank for some reason.
I failed on this once because I will say it's a small level again. And I used the first time to kind of figure my way around. So I was pretty quick to clean up the second.
Gotcha.
At first I sent you a message on Discord like, what the hell? Now they got time limits on these shitty levels. But it's
actually not that bad.
Once again, it's a small level, which means you can navigate it quickly, which means it's not so bad.
So, in this whole process, I wrote, why is Shadow walking? Because he's just, like, in the woods, just, like, casually taking a stroll, I guess. And then, Rouge calls and went, hey, I locked myself in the safe. Good job, Master Thief.
She's very incompetent.
So, you fight, Sonic? Yeah, you fight Sonic. No, you do the, so out of guilt, because he has a flashback of Maria, he goes and gets Rouge. Like, he's like, I must protect Rouge, I guess, because that's what Maria wants.
Because Maria's a girl.
Shadow, I beg of you, please protect any bat people you see. I really like those bat people.
It's just like, Maria's a girl, and Rouge is a girl. I guess I'll go save the girl, is all it is. It's not a very deep...
Don't save her, I don't want to play these levels.
Yeah, I was sitting there, I was like, I hope she blows up.
White Jungle. This is a fun Shadow level. It's fast. The music is cool. It's a level like that.
It's a level where you run and you dodge stuff, and it's just fun.
Then you fight Sonic,
which makes sense because he fights Sonic in the Good Guys campaign.
No time to hang out with the likes of you.
My favorite thing is
too cool
both
for
of
school.
them are literally palette swaps of each other, and they treat each other like shit. Like it's
like the Goku Vegeta thing.
It was like if I walked into a room and there was a guy who looks exactly like me, but he has blonde hair instead of brown, and it's just like fuck you, man, and we just hated each other instantly. Like it's
fake
like
Eric.
Fake Eric. That's why I'm gonna call everybody that's named Eric that I meet in my life. I'm just gonna refer to them as Fake Erics.
Shadow does instant transmission off the island and grabs Rouge with the Chaos Control, and then it blows up. And that's the end of this like story arc here.
There's a lot of Dragon Ball in this story if you think about it. Cause like,
what do you mean?
Shadow is very.
There. I see no Dragon Ball influence at all. You gotta get out of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Once you have them all, you turn blonde. And can fly. I don't understand the comparisons. I don't see.
They literally just made Dragon Ball. They made Dragon Ball.
Shadow does have massive Vegeta energy.
He does, but he's not as cool as Vegeta. Take it back. Don't jump over that. Admit it. Vegeta is cooler than Shadow.
Vegeta is cooler than Shadow.
Vegeta one day becomes a parrot.
Vegeta's an edgelord, but like everybody gives him crap for it. No one seems to like talk down the Shadow in this.
My favorite Vegeta episodes is when like him and Bulma and them go on like vacations. And he just
Dragon Ball Super where they're at the fair, and he's just he's sitting there in the back of like the train, just cross-armed, looking angry.
Dude, pissed as hell that he's having to be at the fair instead of doing push-ups with Kakarot. Kakarot. Oh Lord.
He's advancing his training. I am not. I'm here with my kid.
His power level was already increased by 47 points. But I'm eating fucking corn dogs.
Yes, 2 more, please.
Vegeta's my favorite Dragon Ball character. I don't give a damn about what any other characters.
I wrote the line. Someone says the line, "We're making people happy through the power of science," and I wrote "space laser." I can't remember who says that, but someone said making people happy through. I knocked on the table just now.
I think it's Tails.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Shadow wants to know his purpose. He's like, oh, that's right. he's talking with Rouge on the deck of the Ark, and he was like, he was always trying to make people happy with the power of science. And like, space laser.
Yeah, he was literally making weapons of mass destruction. Like, what?
Shadow wants to know his purpose. What is my purpose? Oh, I looked at the wiki, Shadow. I know your purpose. Oh, no.
My favorite thing is, like, Shadow's the guy who writes the backstory for his character in D&D, and it's always like, he's seen things. It's like, okay,
I'm going to write amnesia as a plot point, because that makes me a more compelling character. It's cool.
He's dealt with so much stuff, guys. And it's like, okay, like...
He can't remember his trauma. Look how messed up he is. He's so edgy. He's black with streaks of red.
Yeah, he's literally... Yeah, Shadow sucks.
Shadow then, like, Eggman comes back, he's like, and Shadow says, let's get this show on the road. So that one's pretty good.
I like the fact that he's the one who says that. That's a very, like...
Which makes me think, because... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So, immediately after, we get the same scene of him blowing up the moon. So, when he says, let's get this show on the road, like, I imagine they're going to the green screen studio on the Ark to, like, get this vehicle... to get this thing made, and Shadow's like, hey, what do you want in the background? And Eggman's just like, have it just say, I am a genius, I am great, I am Eggman on a loop in the background.
I like the idea.
And Shadow's like, okay, I'm going to chroma key this.
I kind of like the idea also, like, maybe Eggman had a whole bunch of stuff he wanted, but Shadow didn't know how to do it. Or he's like, or Rouge is just like, I don't know, man, I've never fucking done a green screen before. I guess we'll just type, I am Eggman.
These people still look so bad.
Oh, yeah, these are like the human models in this game, other than Eggman. Because they try to make them, like, quote-unquote realistic. And it's like, just make them weird-looking like Eggman. So we get the whole, like, the reverse that the heroes got of them blowing up the moon and stuff.
And tells us in the newspaper for winning a peace prize, not for killing cops.
Yeah, like, this motherfucker blew up a bunch of cops, and he's like, oh, he's a peace prize.
I mean, to be fair, that was immediately after they blew up the moon was when that happened.
So you gotta be careful.
Read the paper the next day. Local hero. $1 million bounty on ex-local hero.
Nobel Peace Prize winner tells.
Here's the faux fox. F-A-U-X fox. Local hero destroys cop cars and is a menace.
Written by J. Jonah Jameson.
This fox is a menace.
He's a menace to society. Give me pictures of that fox.
Give me pictures of Tails.
I would read a J. Jonah Jameson comic in which he's just obsessed with foxes.
Tails is orange at the end of Route 280. It's the same level.
Yeah, it's just the same level.
Moving on. She calls him Fox Boy. Skyrail. It's that 2-minute shadow level
that
takes place at Pumpkin Hill. It serves no plot purpose. He's running and then sees the jet go in the air.
Yeah, I don't get why this is a level.
Oh, wait, no, the jet's not in the air. He's tracking him to Egypt, which I guess on the way between... You have 2 locations on Earth. You have 3 locations on Earth. You have San Francisco. You have Pumpkin Hill. That leads to the desert. You gotta cross Pumpkin Hill to get to the desert.
Like, is Pumpkin Hill not like some weird Nightmare Before Christmas ward or something?
It really is. Jack Skellington comes out and is like, I hid the Master Emerald.
Be a better show.
I'm the Emerald King.
I'm an Emerald King. Him and Eggman would have a great time together.
I would love to play up.
I would watch that in a second.
So what you're saying is you want Sonic characters in Kingdom Hearts.
Go to hell.
Moving on. Skyrail is very platforming focused. There's a cutscene where Sonic's eyes disappear because this is where the Egg Golem comes out. And instead of watching Sonic do the boss fight, the pop punk music comes on as he screams, I wrote, Tyria! Which is an actual, like, that's what I say when I do kicks. He kicks the controller off of him as, like, the, oh yeah, kicks in. And I'm like, okay, I'm down for this. And then you have to fight the golem as Eggman as the idiots escape to space. This boss fight was fun.
It was not bad.
I liked it better than playing as Sonic because you actually had strategy to, like, dodge those things because you were a lot less mobile, so you couldn't just run circles around it. You had to, like, kind of pick where you were going
Also, I felt like Eggman is a little bit easier to control for those jumps than Sonic.
Yeah.
There was times with Sonic I kept falling off and hitting the sand at the bottom, which wasn't a big deal. You just have to tap it.
You had to knock off
jump.
You had to knock off pieces of his armor to get to the stuff underneath. I like that boss a lot. Probably one of the best boss fights in this game. The idiots go to space. Mad space.
And this is where I pieced out.
Rouge wants the password, and this cutscene has a lot. Screw this level is what I wrote. I hate the worst thing about this level is that when you use the hints, the first one is backwards, and then the other two are reverse lies. And they tell you the hints are reversed, and you're like, oh, the first hint is backwards. Haha, that's cute. So you assume the other two, being reading normal, you assume they're fine. They lie to you. The hints, the one thing that's supposed to help you mitigate these awful levels, are telling you a lie. The gravity mechanic on these moves. I'll let you do this. This level made you bounce off.
I fiddled with this level for a long time. Like, I didn't just jump in there and realize, oh crap, it's because the rest of them, like I said, when I did the timed one, I was like, oh fuck this. But then I realized it was a small level. Knuckles has a very similar level to this, right?
Yeah.
This one, like I said, the gravity stuff is not fun. The hints are useless.
We're 6 years away from Mario Galaxy at this point. No one's figured it out, so don't even try.
The camera is so terrible that I had a hard time keeping track of where I was in the level.
Oh, the camera's bad.
You
can gliding from one planet to another. You can get caught in another planet, and you're stuck in the gravity, and have to find a rocket to get off.
Yes,
it is.
It's nightmarishly bad.
So bad.
There was also a point where I thought it glitched on me. Maybe it didn't, but I had triggered the exclamation point. I kept digging, I kept jumping, I kept looking around, and I never got a fucking inward. I never picked up anything. It was just, it's such a badly designed level. It ruins any momentum that the game has.
Do you want to know the worst part?
What's the worst part?
So, there are 4 alternate versions of levels to challenges.
Okay.
The last one on all the levels is a hard mode, which usually means enemies are stronger, there's less rings, time limits will be tighter, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They put the emeralds in harder places, but on hard mode they are the same every single time. So on hard mode, you can look up a guide and know where the emerald locations are on hard mode. Not normal mode. Normal mode, they're random each time. I found this out today.
I knew they were random because I knew I couldn't look at YouTube. Because usually I would just, at this point, I'd be like, fuck this. I look up YouTube.
You could if this was hard mode. You'd have to play because they're the same every single time. So in a way, hard mode is easier than normal mode on this level.
Who would go back and replay these levels for fun?
Someone who wants to 100% this game so you unlock a 3D version of Green Hill Zone from the first Sonic game.
Which is not worth it. Fuck that shit. There better be a code or something I can enter or play that.
There's not a code.
That's not worth it, man. Fuck. I mean,
these levels were the reason I never saw that. Me as a kid, it was like, I got A rank all of this. Not just beat A rank all of this.
And like I said, it's random, so it's not like you can just memorize the pattern.
And to A rank the Knuckles and Rouge levels, you can't use hints.
So you would just have to run around very fast.
Yes. You're like, 3 minutes have passed, I gotta restart.
What a fucking stupid...
This level is worse. I didn't think anything could be worse than the Knuckles diving level.
Which was pretty shitty with the water mechanics.
Yes, I was wrong. This is worse.
This is, like I said, it takes a lot for me not to finish. Like, I take playing stuff for the show very seriously.
Yes.
Like, I do not... I don't fuck around with that stuff. Mm-hmm. But with this, I just, like I said, I got to a point where I was just like, this is fucking bullshit. I was visibly getting angry. Like, I do not get angry at video games, because if I get angry, like, I'm doing something that's supposed to be fun, so I shouldn't get angry at it.
But you're not having fun.
But with this, I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, it's making me physically angry. Because... especially when I got to that one where it's the exclamation point was going off, and I just could not. It was not triggering anything.
Was that your breaking point? Was that your I'm done with this?
No, because there's literally. I think I had one of them. It's all a blur because I was in a rage mode, and like I said, it killed the momentum of it because I'm coming off of levels I've enjoyed. I'm coming off some good Shadow levels. The Eggman stuff has been
and story
fine.
beats that are like somewhat interesting. You're like, this is bad, but like it's at least.
I knew I was towards the
coming.
end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was getting towards the end of the story.
There were 2 more levels after this. Yeah.
But I just was so damn frustrated. And like I said, when I got to the one where the exclamation point was going off, and I was digging, I was looking up, I was looking around, I could not find that. Why? And it had happened to me once more on the Egyptian level with her, where it did the same thing. I kept digging where the exclamation point was, and nothing was happening.
Yeah.
But I moved over a couple inches and dug, and it triggered it.
Yeah.
Here, I dug probably in a 5-foot radius around that damn thing. Could not find it.
Yeah.
Fuck this level. I never say this, and I'll try not to say it at least. I am not a game designer.
No.
I am a fan. I'm not a journalist. I am a fan. We are fans talking about video games. I do not pretend to know more about video game design than game designers. If you are a game designer and you would like to explain to me what the positives to this kind of design is,
I don't think you can.
I will fucking listen. Because to me, this reeks of incompetence. Or bad direction or something. Because there's nothing fun about this. Like,
this level is straight up bad.
It's bad.
Terrible.
It's the worst level in the game, and that comes as saying something. If you would remove the Knuckles and the Rouge levels, this is a solid fucking video game. And even if you made the Knuckles and the Rouge levels just the small levels, like the finding the stuff, doing the time limit,
like the first 2,
the first Knuckles levels, you do just smaller.
Or the Knuckles level I actually liked, which was the Egyptian one where it had the central hub and the colored rooms.
It was like a
with a map to where you knew where you were, like that.
And don't randomize.
That was good level design.
Don't randomize.
Don't randomize the location for the easy mode. Randomize it for the hard mode.
For the hard, make it random for the hard mode.
And also, don't make the hints like drop down your score for like the randomizations and.
Because the hints, if your game was my argument is if this was a well-designed sequence, the hints wouldn't be necessary.
And don't lock out the other 2 Emerald locations until you find one of them. You should be able to find them all in any order.
Yeah, it's badly designed. We beat this. I know we beat it to death, but I want to defend myself for quitting on this, and it's because this level is just.
But you did.
It's horrifically bad.
But you did watch the story.
Yes,
did you watch
I did.
The gameplay
I watched the gameplays, and I was sitting there like, man, if I could skip that level, I would probably had a good time with the next few levels. But damn, this level fucking sucks.
Cosmic Wall. Eggman knows about the fake emerald because this is a great plot point. The emerald Tails made was identical to the real thing, so it shows up on the emerald scanners. So he's like, there's 2.
Tails sucks.
Like Fox made a fake emerald.
Well, all I like about it is Tails is obviously extremely smart, but Eggman's smarter than he is.
He's like, this guy made a fake emerald. He says it very like impressed too. Like he was like, that fox did it.
Really, Eggman's rival should be Tails, not Sonic.
Really?
Because really, they're both intellectually about the same. You know, Sonic.
It's like Batman and the Riddler. Just
like
not to compare Tails to Batman. Jeez.
Tails is able to make this like identical Chaos Emerald, but then Eggman's smart enough to be like, it's so identical it popped up. Son of a bitch, he made one. Like
I'm impressed.
Good job, Fox Boy.
Oh, damn. So he wants to gloat and thinks he deserves it over Shadow. I don't remember what that note's for. Here's a fun long Eggman level. It's the longest one, but there's some cool bits where you're on rails hanging down as you're like locking onto a bunch of stuff. It's really cool. It's like a roller coaster type level. There's some pits that you have to like use the gravity boots to like maneuver. There's some cool level design here.
Anytime you're doing like up and down vertical stuff,
that's cool.
With the Eggman / Tails level is still very good.
Yeah, both Space Mech stages were a lot of fun. Tails and Eggman. So he holds Amy hostage at gunpoint, and then says, "I won't do anything to you if you tell me where Sonic and Tails is." And they immediately appear. Remember, with Sonic, whenever Eggman was holding Amy hostage, it was like a few minutes to like complete the level. Here it's like, "I got you," and then they appear. So
he's very fast.
And then Tails must be too, because Tails is there. And
Tails has rubber banding.
Yes.
It brings him with him.
Well, in Sonic 2, Tails is always right behind you. So where Sonic gets there, then
Tails is
Tails
fast
is right
as
behind
hell, man.
Yep. Final chase. So whenever Sonic is jettisoned into space, there's a 5-second shadow cutscene. It's the only cutscene in this game that's still in 4:3. They didn't make it HD. And I'm like, did something break here? Or did you just forget to HD this cutscene?
There had to be like some kind of weird glitch that it would like break the entire game if they moved it to the HD or something. There had to be something.
My favorite bit here, I say that a lot about this game. There's a lot of favorite bits. Rouge is like snooping around the cannon, and he goes, "You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?" I'm like, was Rouge the Bat, like, is that just a weird dialogue choice? Or is there a known government spy called Rouge the Bat? And I'm like, I thought that was just a code name.
I like the fact also that, like, she's hung up in, like, government agencies is, like, be aware of this bat. And it's just Rouge and then last name the Bat. Or middle name the, last name Bat.
Anyway, there's a lot of plot that happens here. He's not the first Project Shadow. Basically, Rouge, like, gives him all the details, and it's possible. And it's possible that his memories were implanted, like in Blade Runner.
Yeah,
and then we get Final Chase, which is a very strategic level with multiple paths. There's a lot of gravity stuff here, but it's like done to singular elements, not entire pieces of the level.
It's not bad. It's
kind of fun.
Yeah.
You have to, if you jump at the wrong time, you're going to fall, but it's always like, oh, I should have jumped there. Time to fight Sonic. Eggman completes the cannon, but there's a warning. And then, so like, he's like, I got it. I got all the Chaos Emeralds. And then the warning line flashes, and that's when it hard cuts the credits. And then Shadow's music is just like, what in the Transformers is this?
It's very Transformers-like. It's Michael Bay's version of Shadow.
I already talked about the teaser for Final Mission, Wishes Are Eternal. And so we start the final mission. It's cool because, like, as a kid, you beat the second campaign, and then the third one just slides open with a question mark. This is the last mission.
It's a cool concept.
It's a cool concept.
I like the concept.
I like games that have you play two perspectives, like the Resident Evils of the world.
Oh yeah, like Resident Evil 2 does that, where you play as Leon, and then you play as Claire, and then you get the ending.
Eggman has awesome voice acting here. He's like, "What's wrong? The cannon's not fired." Is a mixture of anger and confusion in a way that I'm like, you sold that.
Eggman is not a bad voice actor.
He's great.
Like he for the kind of character he's playing, he does a very serviceable job.
And this section, this last mission, is like story-wise dark.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like stuff that I didn't grasp how like dark it was as a kid.
It's an end of season finale.
It really is. So the Ark is falling from the atmosphere because Joe Robotnik put a failsafe. If someone wanted to power the cannon, it's like, aha! Instead of you firing the cannon to destroy the planet, I'm going to crash this into the Earth, thereby destroying the Earth.
I don't understand why that's better than firing the cannon.
I guess it's because you can't get off this. I'm killing you too.
It's mutual assured destruction.
Exactly. Like, my failsafe is that you who wanted to reactivate my plans gets to die, not knowing that it's his grandson who wants to.
If you're going to kill everybody,
egg on his face.
If you're going to kill everybody, you get to die too. It's a very pessimistic way of looking at how this is going to go.
So then there's a VHS tape of it saying, "This is a warning for anybody who tries to mess up my plans." And there's like a light shining on. It's the same like cell that Sonic's in Metal Harbor, just like all the scribblings and everything.
It explains what are the scribblings that Sonic looks at and just goes, "Oh, that's weird." It keeps going.
And I was like, when was that when he was killed? Because there's lights on him that just flash and they go, "Ready?" And then it loops again. So I was like, he's about to get gunned down in this cell.
He faced like a firing squad.
I was like, because he's like,
it's a very like,
it's like a last words thing. I was like,
nothing good happened to him. I mean, even as a kid, you're able to realize that he's probably dead. He wasn't around for Little Robotnik to get to meet, you know.
Sonic appears and Eggman's like, "How are you alive?" And then he says a great line: "Letting Knuckles pilot the shuttle was more dangerous than you could ever be."
It was their fault that they opened up the doors on the shuttle and let all the freaking...
Sweated Knuckles.
And literally like, hey man, I know you've been busting your ass finding all those Chaos Gems.
It's cool. And in the end, they needed the Master Emerald to save the day. Because they had to make that MacGuffin quest
even harder. Even harder.
So, here's the... Joel created the ultimate life form. The military destroyed it, and he wanted revenge. Joel was trying to find a cure for Maria, who was confined on the space station because of a terminal illness. Did you get that from the plot?
Not really, to be honest with you.
Here is the kicker. I was tipped off by Tanner, friend of the show, about like how messed up this is. This is not mentioned in game. So her illness was something called NIDS, Neuroimmune Deficiency Syndrome. NIDS. Does that sound familiar to a real-life analog of some sort that she had and was kept in space to where she would avoid having contact with people on a sterile space station?
On an immune
deficiency disorder. So he was developing Project Shadow to find a cure for...
How the fuck does a super fast hedgehog solve
the
AIDS virus?
Some such spit on you.
No, it's
sorry.
No, it's let's just say this: if you're writing a kids game, and you
can
think
see
to
why
yourself,
the localizers like, we're not gonna touch on this at all.
You know, some guy when he was writing this was like, I have something to say in this game about super fast hedgehogs.
We had Hideo Kojima come on for 2 minutes, and he was like,
I
got analog here.
I like the idea that like Kojima shows up on lunch and like sneaks in and writes it into the script.
Just like, I'm gonna mess with these guys.
He's just hung over Kojima sitting there being like, I don't know, man. What happens if
coming off of making long nights making Metal Gear Solid 2?
What happens if the lady had AIDS? Like, Kojima, we can't put that in this kid's game. Call it NAIDS. Fuck, I don't know,
NIDS.
Man. NIDS.
Neuroimmune Deficiency Syndrome.
Call it NIDS.
Oh my god.
He loves like nanobites, nano machines and stuff like that. So maybe he was originally thinking it was like going to be like a nano thing, and then they were just like, I don't know, leave it like it's kind of like an immune deficiency disorder. So, it's very we're laughing at it, but it's a very like baffling
in a game filled with baffling decisions. This is probably the most baffling.
It's a stupid decision. And the localizers not touching on it was a wise decision.
The Ark was shut down, and the accident was deemed a cover-up, and they straight up killed Maria after they... So that's why I think he bent the failsafe, going, hey, if they ever want to activate this cannon, they're all going to die.
I guess that he's...
This game is rated E for everyone.
I guess he's probably, like, guilt-stricken or, or grief-stricken.
Absolutely.
So, like, I get that. It's still weird. And it leads to our heroes having to
band together,
which is a kids show thing that happens.
So they need to get the Master Emerald down to the core, because in order to stop, because the Chaos Emeralds are what triggered the space colony going down. So if they deactivate the emeralds, they stop the trajectory towards Earth. Solid plan. So you team up with 5 of the 6 characters in through different sections. There's a short tail section, there's a short Eggman section, a short Rouge section where you're flipping a switch, a short Knuckles section where you're going through water. I also found out later on, after doing and dying a couple times because I didn't get the air bubbles fast enough, that there's an upgrade on the water level mission that I missed that lets you breathe underwater.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. I think you have to go back with the power gloves. Because there's some interesting replay value that I didn't touch on, where you can unlock additional upgrades by replaying levels with your current
But still, then you have to go back and play a Knuckles level, so fuck that.
That is true.
But I do like the idea of playing like one of each section for each hero.
We're running a long time, so I'm just going to focus on story stuff, gameplay stuff here. There is a boss fight here, but you get to the core, and it's designed like a shrine, which is from the only thing they really touch on from Sonic Adventure 1, the Emerald Shine that is always made to harness the power of the emeralds. And the core is designed like that to better harness that. I was like, that's cool world building stuff. They designed after an Emerald Shrine to better take advantage of the chaos. That's cool. The real Ultimate Life Form shows up. After Amy pep talks Shadow, and she says, I beg you, And then Shadow remembers the whole memory. She's like, you need to protect people. He's like, I need to protect people. Then he runs to the core, not using his jet boots. He's just like running in place, but he's moving. And Amy's like, I guess I did something. I guess I served my purpose this game.
By getting this guy who couldn't remember like 5 seconds before the original memory.
So, 2 things about this boss, the Biohazard. This boss music is sick. It's cool boss music. The boss fight itself is a challenge ramp. It is a difficult boss. Not a final boss, but this is the second to last boss. Because you can't slip up. If you mess up once, especially like when you're in the air, you'll lose your rings. If you get hit a second time immediately after, you die. So there's attacks that are like homing missiles. So if you get hit twice in a row, you're dead. And if you happen to fall to the ground, you might have enough time to grab a ring before you're
hit again.
You hit again. So that took me a really long time.
It's almost something you have to hit almost perfectly.
Mm-hmm. So then the two run up dramatically the shrine after you defeat the Biohazard, the supposed ultimate life form. And I think that's where Shadow says like, I am the ultimate life form. Something he's been saying the whole time. I'm the real Super Saiyan.
I'm the true freaking Super Saiyan.
And then after Shadow runs up, Sonic and Shadow run up, they realize that with the Chaos Emeralds there's no time because the giant lizard uses chaos control. They stop it falling. So the giant lizard uses chaos control and attaches himself to the front of the cannon to drive the ship into the Earth. So the only thing you can do is go into space. So in order to go into space, Sonic and Shadow harness the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. They circle around him, and then they go Super Saiyan.
It literally is Super Saiyan. As
the title screen music's happening, and they're like shaking their fists.
They turn blonde.
It is I don't stress this enough. This is the hypest cutscene. If you want me to peg me a Sonic and a Mario versus a Mario kid, this was like, this is amazing. This rules. Nothing will top this.
It's a cool moment. Like, I ain't going to.
And then you go from the hardest boss to the easiest boss fight of this game.
Well, you're Super Saiyan. It should be freaking easy.
As the theme song that plays like during the opening, like if you let the title screen roll a bit, a song called "Live and Learn" that I know all of the words to still. That's just blasting as you're charging in space fighting this lizard as "Live and Learn." Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. So it starts playing, and you're like, "This is nothing will top this." I come back around. I come back around.
This is the pinnacle of video games. Nothing will ever be better than this moment.
So you beat the boss. Sonic and Shadow teleport the space station because they have the power of the Chaos Emeralds. So they teleport the space station back to where it was after killing the lizard, but Shadow is caught in the gravitational pull and he falls to the Earth. And is
never be
seen again. Then
until the Xbox 360 game when he's got dual pistol.
And that was a PS2 game.
That was a PS2 game?
That was a PS2 game.
Oh shit!
It came out after Sonic 06, and which was an Xbox 360 game, which was on a brand new engine. Anyway, well, I'm not.
Time is flying
by. So Sonic goes back to the space station. There's a real somber moment where they're all talking about, like, in memoriam of Shadow, how he helped save the Earth and they couldn't have done it without him. And Eggman's just there. No one's taking him to custody. He's just like, it's hard to believe my grandfather did such a thing. As he's talking with Tails, it's like, we did it together. I was like, he tried to blow up the Earth.
He blew up
the moon.
He blew up the moon.
Tides are messed up. If you want to talk about rising sea levels, Eggman escalated that problem by, like, really fast. By destroying the moon.
It literally is like if me and you robbed like 40 banks, and then as we were leaving the 40th bank, we saw somebody have a heart attack, and we gave them CPR and we brought them back to life. And they're like, it's all right, all those banks you robbed. It's cool. You helped us one guy.
But if you do it again, we'll be on your tail. And you're like, you just give them a wink, and then the credits roll.
Everybody knows it's just going to be a round and round.
And there's an in memoriam picture of Shadow at the end of this game.
Which is fucking a little bit too much.
I don't know.
An in memoriam of a fake hedgehog.
And then the next game, Sonic Heroes, the game that Michael was really hyped for, they made a dumb plot decision. Even I was like, this is stupid. Shadow's alive in a test tube, and he has amnesia again. So we're right back to square one.
How can he be the ultimate edgelord if he doesn't have amnesia, Michael? If he knows about his past,
you remember Sonic was there. Obviously, I hate this guy.
Anybody from my past, I clearly hate.
Yeah, so that was Sonic Adventure 2.
Listen, in closing, let's wrap it up because I think
we talked on this.
We've talked a lot on it. Is it a bad game? It's 1/3 of a bad game.
It's 1/3 of a this is all right, and 1/3 of an amazing game.
It's one.
Maybe you wouldn't go as far as amazing, but
no, I think the Sonic / Shadow levels are great. I think the Eggman / Tails levels are good, and then there's just horrible design for the Knuckles / Rouge levels. And if you remove those games, those levels, you probably have yourself a solid video game here. And is it? It's got a story that is wowed and crazy, and I totally get why you care about and like why you remember it. It's a story also that as a kid hits the beats you need to hit for like a crazy kid's
absolutely
story. It's a game that at the time for the Dreamcast, and like if this was what you had to play, right? This is what you got for your birthday or whatever. You're gonna be a lot more likely to suffer through these shitty Knuckles and Rouge levels to get to the good stuff, and it's damn memorable, man. I just wish
this is a game that's you're gonna remember whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and like I said,
you're gonna remember Fox Boy. You're gonna remember City Escape.
Story, man.
You're going to pull up a like video game music list on Spotify, and then Escape from the City is gonna play, and you're gonna be like,
I remember that. That was pretty damn cool. But it feels like the last Sonic game because it has a big dramatic ending. It kills off a character, so quote unquote.
It even goes like so long, Shadow, as he like gives like a salute and just walks out.
And Eggman and Sonic, long-term rivals, have to team up at the end to stop the end of the war.
If they ended it here, it would have been like, what a crazy finale this was.
Yeah,
and this begins like the era of Sonic where they don't know what to do with him anymore. Like, how can they do like adventure? Do we do like that style thing again with like Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed? It's the constant like reinvention of him. Whenever they start to get something going, they completely scrap it and start from scratch, and then it's bad again. Like, from what I hear, Sonic Colors on the Wii and recently remastered is really fun, and this kind of makes you want to go, man, if that's on sale, I kind of want to check out Sonic Colors.
I have heard people who are fans of Sonic talk positive about Colors.
And Sonic Mania, a game I haven't played, but it's like a love letter to the ones I grew up with, which is feels like a crime that I haven't played, but yeah.
Sonic he's an iconic video game character. He deserves to be in competent games at least. I could see this being kind of a crisis of design from this because it is kind of like a finale to be like, well, fuck, what do we do now? And they throw a lot of ideas at the wall, and some of them stick.
Heroes was another like one with like 4 separate stories in a while, but you play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles together, going through like Sonic style levels. And there's some areas where you need to fly, so you have Tails. You have enemies that take more hits, so you have to fight. So you switch as Knuckles, and you have speed areas where you play as Sonic. So there's some good ideas in Heroes, even though even as a kid I was like, this is not as good of a game. The story's not quite there. Like it almost got like some areas I was like, this is not what I want.
Yeah. Sonic Adventure 2, man.
This was worth playing for the show.
Yes.
I'm glad what a wild ride of a game this was.
No, I'm glad we played it. It was very interesting to play through.
What do you say we may play a game now from a competent studio? No, not to say Sonic's team is incompetent. Wait a minute.
One third of it was. One third was incompetent.
How do you about we play a game from 3/3 of a competent studio?
Sounds like
who released a game recently that got 10 out of 10s from both IGN and GameStop. Something that only some of the greatest games of all time, like Ocarina of Time and Metal Gear Solid 4, have like dared to do. Get both of those 10 out of 10s.
I think that sounds like something that I would be very desperate to do.
What? So, I'll let you introduce this.
We're going to be playing Dishonored.
Dishonored.
From Arcane Studios.
Deathloop was a game that came out and like seemingly everybody was thinking was going to be good. No one was like, what? The critical reception of Deathloop has been crazy.
I thought it was going to be good because I was like, this looks cool. It's a cool concept. I did not think that it was going to come out and set the world on fire like it did.
And apparently everybody, seeing Twitter that day was everybody was saying like they've been screaming from the rooftops that Arcane was a brilliant studio for years.
I feel like Arcane has like one of those fan bases.
And I've even written them off going, this seems all right. And played like a level of this game that we're talking about now and was like, this seems all right. And then never touched again.
I feel like Arcane to some people is like what Respawn is to me. Well, like I'll play anything Respawn makes.
And you're like, why aren't these guys more popular? Why is no one talking about? But eventually Respawn did have their Fallen Order moment where they hit the sales juggernaut and hit Apex Legends.
With Apex, but like for Titanfall 2, you're screaming at the rooftops like, you fools!
This is the best first-person shooter in years.
It's the best multiplayer first-person shooter.
Okay,
it's single-player wise. Titanfall 2 is great too, but I'm saying like it's the best multiplayer shooter
like ever
in the past 5 years. I would still say it's of your best multiplayer shooters you can play. It's probably in top 5. And Arcane though, like I would talk to people who were super into Dishonored and stuff like that, and they talk about it with the same level of like respect. Like these guys, man, they make fucking great games every time. Like I remember there was a young guy that I worked with at my job that he was really into Dishonored, and Dishonored 2 was coming out, and he was a young guy, didn't have a ton of pocket change, but he's like, I made sure I saved up enough money to buy Dishonored 2 when it came out. And I was like, really? That's the game that you're like you have to play. But like the respect that he talked about Dishonored series, and then it's a level of like fandom that's very committed.
I want to see what this whole thing is about.
Same.
Like I'm very interested, and especially with Deathloop being so good, this made me. We were looking at Arcane games and seeing what would be the best fit.
Yeah, I want to see what this studio is.
This is their first like on the map game, so I can get into the history.
Yeah, I will say this: like I became aware of this game via GameSpot. Game Informal cover story that they did for when Dishonored was announced.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking at it and being like, this looks like a fucking crazy experience. I want to try this. And just it somehow slipped through the gaps.
Same. Like it came on Xbox Live Gold. I played the first real mission and was like, there's something here. And then play something else and completely
sometimes that happens, especially when you play a bunch of stuff.
Exactly. Like this was college, so this was like early college, this was peak, not into my major yet. Like I had time to blow off some steam, I'm gonna play some video games, and that just didn't click for me.
Let's do the rundown. Let's talk about Dishonored.
Dishonored was developed by Arcane Studios, which was formed in Lyon, France in 1999. Or Lyon. Arcane was created by Raphael. There's a lot of French terms in here, so granted, I'm going to screw some up. Raphael Colantonio, who worked at EA France, focusing in quality assurance and localization. But he noticed a change in EA during the PS1 era. There seemed to be more of a focus on sports games and less of games like that he really attached to, like System Shock. So after receiving a total investment of over 1 million French francs, including some money from his uncle, Colantonio formed Arcane with 10 other individuals. In their first game, they wanted to make a sequel to Ultimate Underworld, an EA property. EA said no. Because they're like, you left and took some guys with you?
Fuck you, man. You left. You don't get to take Ultima 2.
You don't get to take Ultimate Underworld. What's wrong with you? So they reworked the concept into a new IP called Arx Fatale. ARXFATALAS. Arx Fatale. An action RPG in the vein of Morrowind, and it came out after Morrowind. Just barely. Ooh.
Bad time.
It released on the PC as well as the Xbox. And the game was never made backwards compatible for the 360 or XBO. You can buy it on Steam for $5.
That's a very
the original Xbox.
That's a very curious name. It's a name that I imagine.
I'm sure if you see the cover, you'll be like, "I passed this at a Blockbuster once, and it just didn't click."
It's not clicking at all with me right now.
It was critically praised, and it is considered a cult classic to many, but it was a commercial failure.
Well.
And
there was a Juggernaut that got released ahead of time.
A little bit before that. But there was some cool stuff where you had to use the mouse to, like, do on the screen to like do spells.
Oh, that's cool.
Like if you ever played another game did this mechanic, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, where you had to do like PS2 motions on the right stick to cast spells during like wizard duels.
Yeah,
and, like, this is
it
cool.
looks like you're making the spell out of the air.
Imagine like if like the Kinect came out when this would be a cool one. Like you actually like do the spell. Like that would be kind of cool. Actually,
yeah, that would be cool.
Critical praise was enough for Valve though to be like, hey, you want to use Source Engine? So immediately, whenever I develop a flop, the first thing I want to do is make a sequel to that flop. They began development for a sequel to Art Fatale. No publisher wanted it because the first one didn't sell well. Ubisoft was interested in the concept, but they wanted them to shift the game to an existing IP, which actually had money behind it. So this became Dark Messiah of Might and Magic for the PC and Xbox 360.
Which is a game that actually fucking rings a bell with me.
And the game was mixed critically, but it did I could not find PC data, but I'm going to link a documentary in the description to No Clip, who did a breakdown. There were people who came to Arcane who loved that game because that game is entirely systems based. It had a kick button, and you could just go around and kick dudes in the spikes.
If I remember correctly, I actually played that game, and I actually enjoyed that game. Because to me, it was like
There's some crazy ideas in that thing.
Like, I remember watching it, I think it was on fucking, like, X-Play on G4, where they showed a bunch of gameplay footage for it, and I was like, this looks fucking cool. You can behead guys in first person. And I want to say I played some of that, and what I remember
it did come
is
out on
I
360 like a year later.
Yeah, I think I played it on 360. But I think it might have been like a GameFly game that I played for like played for like a week and then moved on.
So Arcane, after not having another hit, became a support studio for the next few years, helping with Call of Duty World at War and Bioshock 2. During this time, they were working on a new FPS called The Crossing, which was a single-player game where, with online elements, like players will invade your game and take over enemies. Does it sound familiar? Does it sound like
extremely fucking familiar?
Does it sound like a game that just came out recently that they did that earned them critical praise and adoration?
I fucking love that kind of stuff. When you can tell like an idea is in the back of someone's head, or like in this case a studio's head, and they're like, one day we're going to get this damn thing right. We're going to get this thing right. Mm-hmm. And I love when you actually see somebody pull it off.
It's so cathartic, especially reading this going, oh man, they had like a similar concept years ago. The game was canceled to focus on existing Spielberg-led EA games. So they went back to EA to develop a project called LMNO. So they're like, hey, if we team up with a Spielberg game, we'll get a bunch of money for the studio, we'll get a bunch of clout for the studio, and we can make more games. And that game was canceled.
Well, but I will say this, a book you loaned me that I got to give back to you, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. It's amazing how many studios make those kind of decisions, because it's like, hey man, we need the money for this game to fund the game we actually want to develop.
And if that game gets canceled, then the other game gets canceled.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm
the dominoes fall, and eventually usually the studio closes. Arcane is an underdog story. They just keep going, and you can't, reading their backstory, you can't help but root for them. Like, they're going to have a hit. They're going to be the biggest studio one day. I believe in them. Even though I haven't played a game at this point yet, I'm like, I love these guys already. Their endurance is...
Yeah.
So Colin Antonio met an old friend, Harvey Smith, who was a developer of Deus Ex. They teamed up to make a concept for a ninja stealth game. And with none of their recent projects getting off the ground, the studio began preparing for layoffs to conserve costs. They didn't go forward with layoffs yet. They were just like preparing for the worst case scenario because work wasn't coming in. And they were in early phases of the concept. Then Bethesda was interested in working with Arcane. Their vice president especially was a fan of Ars Fatale, that game that bombed commercially. And he approached them for a pitch. We want to make a stealth game that's set in feudal Japan. That's called Dishonored. Because ninjas have honor. So what if they were dishonored?
I thought it was samurai.
Or I don't know. It was a cool. It was a stealth. No, it was a stealth game concept.
No, but I do like the idea. I mean, like,
it makes sense.
You make fun of it because it's like, but at the same time, if you pitch me as like, here's this really cool first-person ninja game, I'll be like, I'm listening now. I'm listening.
So then Colin, Tony, and Smith were like, we got a ninja pitch. So they shifted the design to London, a London-inspired setting where they kind of could do whatever they want to with, and began development. ZeniMax was impressed with their initial build. So months after beginning development, ZeniMax was like, we're going to acquire Arcane and put them under the Bethesda umbrella. Very smart decision. Because it gives them financial, it gives them money, and it gives them protection. If a game goes bad, they're not fighting for them. They're not fending for themselves to get.
They're given the opportunity to swing for the fences. Well, a lot of times you can't do that when you're a privately owned studio because that big miss will put you under. You can't run the risk of missing.
Also, during this time, they were developing Half-Life 2 Episode 4.
You told me that, and at first I was so confused because you're like, hey, they worked on a Half-Life episode. And I thought, first Half-Life. And I'm like, I think I made a shot about Gearbox because Gearbox made Opposing Force and Blue Shift. And I was like, anytime I can take a shot at Randy Pitchford, I will. But
He's
then
still
you're
at
like,
craft services in Dubai.
Fuck Randy Pitchford. Greasy little dude.
Anyway.
Ruined Duke Nukem. Freaking, never mind. But, you're like, no, it's Half-Life Episode 4. I was like, well, fuck. There's a problem there because they never got fucking 3 off the ground.
I do not know enough about Half-Life to talk about it here, but again, it's in that doc if you want to check it out.
I'm
doing. It's really interesting story.
And also, we will eventually play Half-Life 2.
Dishonored was released on the PC, PS3, and Xbox 360 in October 2012 to positive reviews. Gameplay was highly regarded while the critics were split on the story. Dishonored was the 4th best-selling game in a crowded month, losing to Resident Evil 6, Pokemon Black and White 2, and NBA 2K13.
That's a pretty tight...
However, it was the #1 game on Steam over that Black Friday weekend in November. So word of mouth really got to it, and I think when people love Dishonored, they're from the PC.
No, I agree with you. I think it was a very PC hit.
Yeah.
And I think it had a little bit more staying power there that helped keep it alive.
Yeah, and the game would go on to do very well, selling 3 million copies, prompting a sequel and a spin-off. And that's the basic outline of Dishonored. The cutoff point, is going to be 2 parts. The cutoff is going to be a mission called the Royal Physician. It is the 4th main mission after completing the introduction. Including the introduction, there's 10 levels total.
Okay.
So this will be the halfway point cutoff. It's called the Royal Physician. There is a clear mission screen, so you'll know exactly when to stop.
So it'll say the Royal Physician.
The Royal Physician. I don't know if you'll get a tag at the beginning telling you what mission you're on, but once you complete it, you'll get an end result screen telling you what your time, how many kills, how many bodies you hit before you can move on to the next.
This is not going to be. It should be fairly obvious.
It's going to be obvious, absolutely.
Very much looking forward to playing Dishonored.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Very easy to play. We always try to pick things that are easy for everyone to play. But I think this is going to be very fascinating. It's a stealth action game, and I feel like it should be pretty fucking fun.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's be great. As always, thank you for joining us here on State of the Save. You can follow us at State of the Save on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can send in your emails to stateofthesave@gmail.com. And continue to tell your friends, tell your mom, get everybody. More people we can get on this show, more fun, cool stuff we can do. Maybe one day I'll be announcing the Fire Pro tournaments on YouTube. I'll buy a suit and everything. It'll be great. As always, stay safe out there.